Hi fellow Immersion learners, it's another update video. I was actually planning to make this on the 18th month, so like 6 months from my last video, but I have to make it now because I want to like get it at the top of my head and I don't want to do this in like December. So it's been 4 months? No, 5 months? 4 months, something like that. Since the last update video, I read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I read 6 books from that point, and I read a webtoon. I could have read more, but obviously I'm not the most disciplined person you could meet, and I'm at the same time I'm reading English books, so like I've read like 30 books or something. Like it's so fun reading. I've been a very avid reader since before learning Korean, but it's less than 2 years ago. But I have thank God I have the habit of like reading, so that when I started learning Korean, back like a year ago, I was like, one day I'm probably gonna read a lot. And I know that you have to read a lot, but it wasn't very emphasized before I joined the Discord for Refold. And in Refold, everyone was like recommending Yonsei readers. So I started, was like, okay, fine, this is really cool. Like reading in Korean, isn't as hard as I thought, and you can start at any point you like. But I only started reading like 8 months into it, so could have read way more, but it is what it is. So the reason why I'm making this video is because I just want to like get it out the top of my chest, and it's not really that important, but for me it's important because I make this video like back then, before I'm doing this like really long intervals before the update. The only reason why I'm making it is because so that I don't quit. Because before that, like less than like 3 months probably before I started learning Korean, I was actually learning Japanese, but I don't learn any Japanese, nor I immerse at all. I was like literally drilling and writing and doing Anki with kanji and all that stuff. I finished RTK1. It took me like 5 months. So after that I was like, you know what, this is pretty boring, and I don't like anime anyways. Like I've never been like a fan of anime. Nothing against it. I just don't enjoy it, for now at least, because I think I've only watched like maybe 5 titles, maybe 6 titles, which is way lower, way less than all like my friends at school, because they probably have watched like more than 15 titles, 20 titles, and they read the manga too, because I don't do any of those. I just watch YouTube all day, so Korean was definitely more suitable for me, because if I imagine someone who learned Japanese, which is the case, and there's nothing wrong with it, they probably watch anime or something that has to do with animation and 2D and stuff like that. Whereas in Korean, I don't think they have that huge industry of animation. So most of the things that you watch are like real people, which is what I like actually. So I've read 6 books and it was amazing. I got a couple 100 words per books. I might or may not show it in the screen right now, like the stats, but you can always check it on my spreadsheet on the YouTube description. And yeah, it's nothing, nothing spectacular, nothing out of the ordinary. It's like and especially like, even if I had read twice or 3 times the amount of books, which is possible. I saw someone on Discord on the Refold Korean server, someone read the entire 나 혼자만 level up, like the soul leveling, just like really thick books. Oh, it was that, and the entire first part, like season of the 나는 아직 살아있다, which I've only read until the second book because it was boring for me, but that person read it like in a month, maybe, or like 3 weeks. I think that person was in a holiday or like in a break from university, so they don't have to, they have a lot of time and not that much responsibilities, and immersion is really fun, so like you can read as much as you want, but I don't. Which is the point of this video. I just want to say, because I'm gonna look back at this video when I'm like 40 or something like that. It's not really that personal for me, but I just like want to say it, which is that I'm having an exam like in April, so it's entirely exactly the same like with the Korean Sunung, which is on like a month from now, I think. God bless all Korean students. I'm also in Kosam, so I have to like study like crazy. And I was actually almost like, I don't care about this, because in my country, Indonesia, we don't really take education like that seriously. but it's still serious, you know. But it's not that serious, you know. Like I'm sure in other countries in the Western world, it's the same. The view towards education is not as crazy as what South Koreans, Japanese, or Chinese, or Taiwanese, or Singaporeans, even my neighboring country, you know, because they're a bunch of Chinese, right? And so they have that really strong like Confucianism ethics where you have to study and you have to get to a good university and all that stuff. Whereas in America, the way I see it is more like if you're willing to work, there's a way. Like you're not gonna get poor. Whereas everyone in like this East Asian sphere, they're just really like either get to like the top 3 university or be a government official or stuff like that. Like what do you call it, 공무원? Like working in the government, which actually exists to some degree in my country too. Like we call it PNS, which is exactly the same like 공무원, yeah, that one. And every year around 80,000 people took it, and the exam is literally in like a stadium. Yeah, it's hilarious. It's the same. I think all Asians are just the same. Like seriously, all the way from Middle East to what do you call it, to yeah, my country, the Philippines, is probably like the most eastern part of Asia, I guess. Like there's no exact border for continent. There's a really good video about that from GG Speaker. I don't know why I'm saying this anyway. So yeah, like I'm gonna stop adding Anki cards. I'm not gonna stop reviewing Anki, and I'm not gonna stop highlighting words and sentences on my novel. Right now I'm reading a short novel, and I'm trying to finish the collection of short novels that I can find on the library from Refold Korean. Other people have uploaded the author SMOE, because I'm reading all of her books right now, like literally. I'm on a binge of her books, and right now I'm reading 이제 아무도 울지 않는다, something like that. Now no one cries, stuff like that. It's really short. I haven't continued it because, you know, all these things, and it's really fun reading like horror shit, like thriller, mystery, and all that stuff. So where was I? Yeah, I'm gonna stop adding Anki cards, but I'm not gonna stop highlighting. And in the meantime, because I'm not adding any Anki cards, I'm gonna try to do what other people who don't use Anki, which is that they would usually write the words onto like a sheet of paper or notebooks. You know, you can write it fancily, is that a word? Fancy, with like, you know, highlighters and all that colorful aesthetic stuff. But others just literally write the words and the definition. They say that it helps the memory and stuff like that. So I mean, it's definitely better to do something with your hands than not doing something and just reading, right? So and just you know, like looking up while reading. So I'm gonna do that. And yeah, that's all I have for this video. Because let's say someone has passed topic, I don't know, 4, 5, or 6, and someone has read like more than 20 books in Korean. Your progress, the only person who can measure is you, obviously. And there are no like major milestones that are like very apparent, you know, because, well, you're the only one who knows, and it's not measured by months. Like, let's say someone who has been learning Korean, like really learning Korean, not just like watching K-drama with subtitles and like, you know, all those YouTube videos that are just like plain outright wrong. For like, let's say 2 years, your progress from 2 years to 4 years is huge, obviously, but it's very incremental that you cannot like exactly pinpoint to which points have increased, you know, because we don't actually track everything. And I think that's what it's going to look like from now on. That's why I'm making this 6-month interval. That's the first reason. The second is obviously this one, because I have to study, but I haven't studied at all. Like, I'm so dumb right now, I can't believe it. So, you know, in order to prevent regret when I'm like 40, it's the only thing that I'm scared. The reason why I'm learning Korean too is, one of the first ones when I started was that because I'm very interested in Korean history. It was literally because of K-pop. I'm gonna admit maybe like 30% is K-pop, but like 70% is definitely not K-pop. And, you know, right now, I don't even watch K-pop like on my YouTube. I watch a ton ranks. And there's this professor of psychology from something. I watch Sepashi. Everyone knows Sepashi is like TED Talk. I watch a lot of TED Talks, and yeah, that's what I watch. I don't even watch K-pop anymore. At first it was fun, and then it's like boring right now for me personally. You know, I have nothing against K-pop. I mean, probably without K-pop I won't stick with this language anyway. But right now it's because of books mostly. That the reason why I'm sticking. And you know, and since Immersion doesn't have any, what do you call it, like obligatory things that you have to do, it's very fun. You just have to read, you know, or watch something, or literally do anything that is actually making your language comprehension or ability better than what most false advice on the internet. So yeah, that's this video. I just want to say that, and thank you for listening. If anybody's listening, it's not really that important. So the main points are, I read 6 books. Right now I'm reading 7th book, and next year I really want to read like a series. It's probably gonna be one of the series that another Immersion YouTuber, Retro, has recommended. He has a ton of recommendation, and definitely a lot of people know more about the series than I do, so it'll be fun to read those next year. And I would probably come up with another video or like read way more after April, because the exam is on April. Korea's exam is like next month, I believe, on November, so good luck, Korean students. I don't know why I'm saying this, but for me, the exam in Indonesia is usually on April. So yeah, because our academic year is from July until June, whereas in Korea I believe it's February until March, something like that. I don't know. So thank you for watching this video. Keep immersing. Bye.